I was born and raised here in Tallahassee, Florida. Um, Pretty normal life. Both my parents worked full time. My mother was an accountant at Tallahassee Community College, where she retired from. My father worked for McGowan Electric. He sold electrical um, to major people like electrical companies, and he had to retire early due to health issues. We lived a normal life. They worked all day, came home. We had dinner together almost every night. We went on vacations. We just had a normal childhood. I am one of four. I had an older brother and I have two younger sisters. Um, I remember going to church, but I don't remember how old I was when I started going to church. I just remember that we did go. The main thing I remember is going to lunch at my grandmother's. That was the most exciting thing after church, was going to my grandmother's, because almost all my family went to the same church. Um, I, like I said, I don't remember much about the classes or anything. I just remember that around 12 years old, a friend of mine decided she would go down to the altar. And so I was like, well, maybe I should go too. So I got saved and was baptized in that church, but it didn't really mean anything. I didn't really know what I was doing. I had met a guy at church and we were dating for a few years, and we did things like movies. Our parents took us to movies or took us skating and stuff like that. And when he graduated from high school, he went to the Air Force. So we kind of still tried to date, but then we broke it off. And then I realized all my friends were partying and going out. So I was going to bars before I was even of age to go to bars. I think the age is 21. I was going 18, 19 years old. I loved it. I loved the dancing. I loved the drinking. I loved it. I loved going out and having fun. And I was a manager at McDonald's. I had started working there when I was 16. They made me a manager at 17. So I felt like I was responsible. I had a good job and was responsible. But on the weekends, I was partying a lot. Actually became a bartender when I turned 21, and that's where I met my husband. And I never really thought I'm going to get married and have kids. It wasn't one of those things that I really thought about a lot. But when I met him, I thought, this is the guy I'm going to marry. So we got married when I was like 22, and everything was good. We didn't really party a lot, or anything. And I just thought we'd just go ahead and have kids. He was 8 years older than me, and it took us a while to have children. But our first child was born, and then kept thinking, well, we're missing something. My life just didn't feel right. So I said, we should try going to church. So we went to a couple churches and didn't really fit in or didn't really, feel comfortable. So we just kind of left it at that. And then my second child was born about 17 months later, and I was very sick and didn't know why. So they did all kind of tests and everything, and they just thought, well, I was pregnant, and that's what it was. It was being pregnant and being sick. And so after he was born, just a few months later, he was born in July, and in September I was diagnosed with an incurable disease. It's still incurable today, and was told I would live about 3 months. Yeah, I was like at 29 after I had my second child, was diagnosed with this disease. And I can remember sitting in the doctor's office, and my mother was with me. And before that, I had fallen and broken my knee, and I had on this knee brace. And I can remember sitting in the doctor's office when he gave me the diagnosis, and my first thought was, I'm going to run away. I want to run and never come back. That was my thought. My mom kneeled down in the chair beside me. We hugged for a minute, and I thought, my life's over. And anyway, I got myself together. We went home, went to my mom's house, called all the family, told them about it, and it was just devastating. I was very depressed. I was going to counseling to help, but I still remember didn't even want my kids to be in my lap because I thought I'm going to leave them, so I didn't want them to be a part of me. So anyway, I was not in a very good place. Let me tell you about my best day ever. I was invited to church through my sister-in-law. We both had children, and they were invited to Vacation Bible School. So, parents come at one of the last days. And so I came to that and then started coming a little bit. I sat in the back of the church, didn't really want to meet anybody or really anything. I just was going to see what it was like. About 6 months into being there, I had someone invite me to go to a revival. Well, the revival happened to be 3 hours away, and I thought, this is crazy, but I'll go. I'll go with them because they invited me. I get there, and I was like, this is really crazy because there's thousands of people waiting to go inside. And I'm like, this is really nuts. But I went in, the service started, and it was just amazing. The altar call was given. I don't even know if I waited until the altar call was given, and went running to the front of the church, and my life has never been the same. The Lord has it's not always easy. I still have issues, but my life has not been the same ever since. Hi, my name is Doris. Thank you for letting me share about my best day ever. And by the way, my 3-month diagnosis that they said I would live 3 months has been 27 years ago. I am happily married. The Lord has restored all of that. I have 2 beautiful boys with 2 wonderful grandchildren.